If you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. With that being said, hello everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Matthew, and today we're doing another mass Godzilla figure reviews. Today we're taking a look at the NECA line. Yes, it's been a long time coming, but we're just taking a look at all of the originals together. So essentially, we've already taken individual looks at these guys, but today we're going to take like pretty much the entire Showa era of offerings that NECA released from 2014 to 2020 when they had the Godzilla license. And in this instance, we have four unique figures to go over. The 1954, the 1956 poster version from Raymond Burr's Godzilla King of the Monsters, the American release of the 54 film, the 1962 variant from King Kong vs. Godzilla, and the 1964 version specifically from Mothra vs. Godzilla, not Ghidorah the three-headed monster. These four are, well, again, pinnacles of what NECA put out, and in my opinion, stand clearly more than stand the test of time, including their earliest figure, especially the one I got first. So today, we're going to be pretty much taking a look at the four and see what they've got to offer, even all these years later. So let's go ahead and start with 1954. So we have the 1954 here right with us, but before I actually take like a head dive view into this figure, I need to also stress that this is the original release 54, the one that came out in 2014, 2015. Actually, yeah, I think 2015. So this is the original. This is not any of the reissues, the one that come with the beam, and that one in the fancy schmancy poster box variant that has like a more of a matte paint job compared to the earlier figures is more glossy paint apps. That's not what this is. This is just the original, so don't expect it to be like that. But for what we do have here for the original, we actually have a lot of nice sculpted details here that even still stand well to this day, although I definitely think this guy definitely needs a bath because this guy's really dusty. I'm now just realizing this because I have him like up on the shelf and it's not every day. I'll view this thing in the light. But for the eyes, we actually have some really well painted eyes that are actually painted well more than half the Godzilla figures released nowadays. We have some nice sculpted details here for the head, as well as like pointy ears as the 54 should. Individually sculpted teeth that are all painted the signature gray, and a mildly gray tongue with some details at the top of the mouth, although it does get a bit of a color difference more towards like the top of the inner mouth, like where it's like near the nose. But for the overall like body, it actually has, you'll notice this definitely, but it has a lot of nice intricate folds in the skin, making it more like the suit. And I guess that's why this guy for a while was the most movie accurate Godzilla, except from 2014, where they literally had the movie files. And you can actually kind of see here at the back, they do have, well, the one row of painted dorsal plates. Mine's a bit scuffed up over the years, of course. That's to be expected. But the other ones are not painted, but that's okay. Of note is that when we get to the articulation, you'll actually notice that when it's like this, it looks rather seamless, but then you kind of open it up here, and there's actually a spine to kind of like bridge the gap of where there would be a no spine. So that is really good engineering on NECA's part. For the lower body, which we'll actually just kind of MacGyver the camera around, there you go. We actually have, again, some more like the intricate folds here in the skin to make it look more like the suit. We have more like the blue dry brushing that kind of goes around the whole body, which again adds more to like that detail work and really gives it more of like a 50s aesthetic where it really looks like he stepped out of the original film. We have some nicely painted claws, which are painted pretty much all the way around. Yeah, not noticing really any gaps, but they are really well painted, being a much more basic gray. And we do have, again, more like the liner work on the arms, both sides, more folds like on the skin. And we do have, again, some nice hand details on the hands as well. All kind of decked out in like that base black and then washed over with blue. That looks really nice. What also looks really nice is the dorsal plates. The dorsal plates are really accurate to the film, although I will say the painting on it, minus like all the scuffs, is a little bit on the more thicker side. It's definitely going for like that very vibrant and like these are the spines type color. But I kind of would have liked a bit more of a fade in between, because especially like this one just seems a little too big. Again, I'm critiquing like a 10-year-old figure, near 10-year-old at least. So it's nothing bad. I definitely could have liked a little bit more of like that sort of thing, but again, it's done really well, and I do like the molding on it. It's made of like a rubbery type material. And then we get to the legs here, which again are big, meaty legs. Not too bad. In fact, we've actually got like a lot more scaling this go around, and we actually have some gloss to it, like a bit more gloss, like specifically around this region, at least on mine. But we do have some more like that nice blue wash to the body that makes it really stand out. And we do have, of course, the noticeable hinge, more detailing, more folds in the skin, the very swirly kneecaps on both sides, as you can see there. The feet, again, while scuffed, are still really well done, and I do like how big Godzilla feet they are. Like, I think, trying to look around my NECA shelf, I think these are the biggest feet to be on a NECA Godzilla. I could be wrong about that, but then again, the 2014 12-inch long, sorry, 12-inch tall exists. And looking at the tail here, or well, I guess the claw paint, yeah, it still looks good, again, scuffed. Bottom of the feet, we do have some mild detailing, but we do have more like the copyright information on this foot, along with some peg holes. Which actually, yeah, there is NECA stands. It doesn't come with a stand, but it's just on its own. And for the tail, we do have some nice segmenting, which again looks really nice. Tail's a bit short, but then again, 54 never really had the longest tail. I think I would have liked it to be just a tad bit longer, maybe up to here. That would have done the job. But we do have some more like the sculpted paint, which if they can paint these, but not these outer rows, I don't see why they couldn't, but whatever. We do again have some more scuffed up marks, but again, that's okay. All sculpted and painted down to the tip of the tail, where it does lose a bit of the detail, but when it becomes just 3 solid silver lines. But again, that's okay, but it still retains that blue wash, even towards like the undercarriage of the tail. And I'm just kind of wondering, what is that? What is this gunk? That like dried up nail polish? I don't think it's nail polish. I don't know, it's something. I've had this figure for years, and I've done a lot of, not necessarily customizing, but definitely have done a lot of roughhousing with it over the years. But essentially, that is the sculpt and paint for the NECA 54. For articulation, we have a hinge at the jaw, which can open about that far, close out about that far. A ball joint here at the neck, so we can pretty much, sorry, at the head, so we can pretty much go comfortably. Let's try and push it. Yeah, you can go all the way around. I would not suggest it, because you could scuff up that paint, that spine, because it's already been scuffed to hell. And back on mine, we do have another ball joint here at the base of the neck, so it allows for a bit more movement, and actually has a bit more of like a gliding maneuver, but together you can go down about that far, and upwards about that far, so not so much upward. So if you're trying to make him like fight another monster, he's not going to really be able to look up unless it's like eye level or hit with him, or maybe even shorter than him, like Anguirus, because they never made a 55, which is ironic, because they made 56. Going down to the shoulders here, we have ball joints here, so we can go up about that far, down about that far, and can rotate pretty much all the way around, as you can see right there. We have swivel hinges for the elbows, so we can bend in about that far, straighten out about that far, can rotate, and at least on mine's kind of loose to the point where, wait, is it this one? Yeah, I think it's this one. Oh yeah, I see, because I filled that sucker up with nail polish, just trying to strengthen it up better. But I don't think I knew it didn't work on hinges, but you can kind of get a little bit of a ball joint maneuver out of that, so I don't know if there is a ball joint in there or not. We do have a ball joint here at the wrist. This was when they were still using the ball joints at the wrist instead of the swivel hinges, so we can go all the way around and kind of go side to side, forward and back, up and down, and hinge fingers, so we can kind of clench his fist and kind of give it like a good punch to another kaiju or maybe in a building. So that's good. The waist. Oh boy, NECA cooked with this. You ready? For being one of the most bulkiest Godzillas proportionally, he can go down about that far, up about that far, can go side to side, and rotate all the way around just on a simple barbell style ball joint. We can swivel and twist at the legs because they are on barbell ball joints, so they can go all the way around. Hinge knees, so we can go straight about that far, back in about that far, and can also rotate at the knee. Ball joint at the foot. A couple ball joints here at the tail, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4 segments here to there. And a bendy wire from here to here, which mine has unfortunately ripped on the inside, but still has not punctured through. So overall, for 1954's articulation, still holds up well. Little dated, but it's still really good.